Auburn Hills, the home of the retooled Pistons. Tonight, it's those Detroit Pistons who play host to the 76ers in NBA basketball exclusively here on Sports Channel. Good evening to you and welcome to the floor of the Palace along with Steve Mix. I'm Mark Zumoff. 76ers have lost 2 straight. Friday at home to Dallas, Saturday at home to Orlando. And one thing that was really a surprise when I checked the stat sheet after the Magic game was Clarence Weatherspoon with but a bucket.
Well, Mr. Consistency last year, Clarence Weatherspoon in double figures in 78 of his 82 games, all of a sudden comes up a little short on 1 of 10, 2 points and just 5 rebounds the other night. Clarence Weatherspoon having a good year offensively, but not shooting the ball as well as what we've seen Clarence shoot in the past. He's being double-teamed, and he's got to learn how to pass out of that double team as well. Take a look at Clarence going to the hoop. Little frustration right there.
Another surprise from the stat sheet was B.J. Tyler, the rookie out of Texas. Didn't score, but he had 10 assists, by far a season high for him.
B.J. Tyler's starting to feel just a little bit more comfortable in the offense of John Lucas. As you can see in 19 minutes, 10 assists and just 2 turnovers. That's a nice 5-to-1 assist-to-turnover ratio. Now he's got to build upon that and look for his shots as well.
We spoke with B.J. earlier and asked him, are you feeling more comfortable with the offense?
I sat down and I sort of looked at, what it is that I need to do to be successful at this level. Coming into college, you have a goal to make it to the NBA. And in college, you have to basically find out what it takes to be successful on that level to get you to this level. Basically, once you get to this league, you have to kind of find out what you have to do within your game to be successful on this level. And, I'm sort of getting a feel of what it's going to take for me to be successful in this particular system right here. Finding guys when they're open, putting them in positions where they can score, running the offense, coming in, holding leads, defensively, try to make things happen and, sort of create my offense from the defensive end instead of always looking at it from the offensive end.
Are you ready to be a regular contributor?
Definitely. I think my mindset has always prepared me for that, but it has been a process as far as learning the offense, getting guys comfortable with me, understanding what it is that John wants from me as a point guard, and, in time I think that has come.
Well, it might be a little ridiculous to say that Grant Hill's the next Michael Jordan, but he's pretty good. We'll talk with Grant Hill as our pregame show continues, live from Auburn Hills.
Sinus sufferers, how come your pill doesn't relieve sinus pressure 24 hours? Effidac 24 does. Other pills last 6 hours or 12, but one Effidac relieves 24 hours. Effidac, keep sinus pressure from coming back.
Just a little reminder that 1 in 5 Americans will get skin cancer. The major cause is exposure to the sun. Be brighter than the sun. Call the Skin Cancer Foundation.
If it runs, if it swings, if it jams, if it skates, if it spikes, if it slides, if it accelerates, if it hits and hits and hits, if it birdies, if it receives, if it kicks, if it serves, if it competes, if it scores and scores and scores and scores and scores, then it must be Sports Channel. 24 hours of the best sports from the region and the world. If it's sports, then it must be Sports Channel.
Limbo! Tonight's winner, Limbo's home with Bud Light.
Oh, really?
Lower. Oh, my.
For the great taste that won't fill you up and never let you down, make it a Bud Light.
Not low enough.
With Steve Mix, Mark Zumoff, back at the Palace. Sixers and Pistons coming up, and the guy who leads the Pistons in scoring just happens to be a rookie. He's pretty decent.
Not a bad player, is he? Talking about Grant Hill, number 3 pick in the draft last year. Led this team in scoring in 4 out of 5 games so far this year. Has not scored under 20 points. Probably the most athletic player in the draft this year. And watch for that quick first step tonight.
Hill has not scored fewer than 20 points in each of the first 5 games. Why the good start?
I think it's a combination of things. I think the guys on my team, the coaches, everybody in the front office is really made the adjustment period for me a lot smoother and made it an enjoyable process for me. So I really owe them a lot. They just allowed me to go out there and be myself.
And when things get a little rough for the rookie, he's got a pretty good veteran to lean on.
No question about it. Joe Dumars, 18th in the league in scoring this year, better than 21 points per game. Shooting tremendously from beyond the arc, almost 43%. In fact, he had 10 threes in a game versus Minnesota earlier. Joe can still fill it up from the perimeter.
Joe and the Pistons, Clarence and the 76ers. Coming up next here on Sports Channel. Stay with us, won't you?
This holiday season, while you're shopping, we'll be dropping a ton of money in the Discover Card Big Payback. Now, every time you use your card, you're automatically entered in our holiday sweepstakes. The more you shop, the more chances you have to win. Weekly bonus prizes of $50,000 or land the ultimate $1 million grand prize. It pays to discover. The card with the big payback.
It's the way we make you feel that makes people fly British Airways. The world's favorite airline.
Over the years, some pretty hungry folks have stopped by my place.
The Mega Meal from KFC is back.
That's like Mega Meal.
Your choice of chicken, a ton of side dishes, even a whole pie, all just $14.99. And this week, get a Tasma.
Oh, handsome little devil.
Just $1.99 with every Mega Meal. Collect all four. The Mega Meal from KFC. Enough food to feed your whole family. Or one Tasmanian devil.
Debbie, these shots are fabulous. Beautiful, Debbie.
Better than the last time, Tony?
Absolutely. It's my job to make sure people look good. A few weeks ago while doing test shots with Debbie, I noticed something. Dandruff. So I told her about Head & Shoulders. You see, regular shampoos merely rinse flakes away, so they could come back. But look, Head & Shoulders helps stop flakes from even forming. See the difference? Yeah, picture perfect. Head & Shoulders turns dandruff problems into beautiful hair.
There are many ways to eat, but there's no wrong way to eat, as long as you eat right. Great tasting foods can be prepared so they're low in saturated fat and cholesterol, which will reduce your risk of high blood cholesterol and heart disease. So, eat right. Eat a low-fat diet. Good food, good for your heart. For free low-fat recipes, call 1-800-575-WELL.
76ers basketball on Sports Channel is brought to you by Coors Days, sharing with you a championship tradition of hometown pride. Coors Days, you know us and we know you. By Bud Light, if you want great taste that won't fill you up and never let you down, make it a Bud Light. By the Discover Card, the card with a big payback. By AT&T, for the life of your business. And in part by Old Spice, high-endurance deodorant and alcohol-free sensitive aftershave. And by British Airways, the world's favorite airline. And now, the Coors State starting lineup. First for the Detroit Pistons. At power forward will be Terry Mills in his fifth year out of Michigan, along with the rookie Grant Hill. Mark West, the 34-year-old veteran, picked up from Phoenix in the middle, along with Joe Dumars and the second-year point guard Lindsey Hunter. For the 76ers, Sharon Wright, the rookie out of Clemson, along with Clarence Weatherspoon, flanking Scott Williams, who starts once again in the middle. Dana Barros and Jeff Malone in the backcourt for the 76ers. Sixers made a roster move after the game on Saturday against Orlando, as Lloyd Daniels was waived and Jaren Jackson was added to the roster as we were leaving for Detroit on Monday.
Sixers looking for a guard to come in off the bench that can possibly score. One of the players out there is Jaren Jackson. We'll see tonight.
Jaren brings to the 76ers some intensity, an excellent defensive player, as you can see by his pedigree. Played for Georgetown. He's played for a number of NBA teams, but not more than a quarter of a season with any of those teams. He was an undrafted player, originally signed by the Nets, knocked around the CBA for a while. He's 24 years old, and John Lucas expects that he will get some time tonight. He says players like Jackson and Willie Burton, he says they're fortunate to get players like that, as athletic as they are, without having to get them in a trade. Burton, of course, came to the 76ers after being waived by Miami. The officials tonight: Steve Javie, Don Vaden, and Tony Brothers. 76ers last year 3-1 against Detroit. The Pistons coming in at 3-2, coming off a loss Saturday against Charlotte at Charlotte. The Sixers 1-5, coming off the Saturday defeat at the hands of the Orlando Magic. That was at the Spectrum. That despite 30 points, a season high from Jeff Malone. Mark West and Sharon Wright. Quickly, it is Grant Hill over Weatherspoon, and Malone with a rebound. And that'll be an interesting matchup all night long, as Weatherspoon has to chase Hill around the perimeter.
Well, and Hill's going to have to defend Clarence Weatherspoon in the post as well.
Barros, as Hunter got caught helping. Weatherspoon and Clarence trying to make up for that 2-point effort against Orlando. Scores right away. In fact, the first basket of the game. Opening moments from the Palace, it's 2-0 Sixers.
Clarence should just stay in the low post. He has the strength on Hill. Take advantage of that strength. Just stay down low.
Williams in the post against Terry Mills, who came to the Pistons this year about 10 or 12 pounds lighter. Weight a big issue with these Pistons, with Oliver Miller, who comes off the bench, and Mills.
That's a good thing Mills came in 10, 12 pounds lighter, because Oliver Miller made up for it. He's about 30 or 40 pounds overweight.
Weatherspoon with 6 to shoot against Hill. Clarence stepping it up right away.
As we mentioned, Spoon with his worst game of the year, just 2 points on 1 of 10 from the floor and only 5 rebounds.
Hunter, as the Sixers get caught on a defensive switch, is left open. Lindsey Hunter, averaging 9 points a game, the number 10 pick in 1993. 6'2", 185 out of Jackson State. And the Sixers lead it by 2. As Barros misses, and Hill leads the Pistons. Dumars for 3. Joe tied the NBA record for three-pointers in a game at 10 last week. As Malone moves in, counted if it goes, it does not. Jeff will go to the line. It's going to be on Grant Hill.
Pistons are a team you can push the basketball up on. They're giving up right now almost 112 points per game, which puts them 24th in the league. So if you get the defensive rebound, as the Sixers did that time, pushed up, Jeff Malone realizing he was in a one-on-one situation with Hill. Hey, let's try to get that first foul on him. See what we can do later on, too. That one foul might be important in the fourth period.
Jeff, the 87% foul shooter, 1 of 2. And the Sixers up 3. Hunter creates for Hill. And Malone runs it out for the Sixers. Spoon, good look for Wright inside. Lost it out of bounds. A turnover on the Sixers.
Now let me ask you a question.
Go ahead.
You've hit your last couple shots. You've got the guy in the low post that you want to. Go ahead and just tell everybody, clear out of my way. I'm going to take it here on the right side until I miss 1 or 2 shots. Just give me the basketball.
Hill moves on Weatherspoon. Barros cannot save it, and the Pistons will retain. Well, you do want to get everyone else involved at the beginning of the game, too.
Still want to win a game.
Yeah.
And it doesn't matter if the guy starts off hot. Of course, you want to get everybody to touch the basketball, but you're also looking to get off the snide a little bit. This team right now, I mean, you're 1 and 5. Let's go to the guy that's hot.
Hill, yet another isolation. Hunter does not beat the 24-second clock, and the Pistons turn it over. Don Chaney in his second year, his 9th all told, coaching in the NBA, previously with Houston and the Clippers. One of the only players or coaches ever to be named Coach of the Year and then fired the next year.
Isn't that something?
Jeff Malone rattles home too. Jeff officially now leads the Sixers in scoring at 20 a game, as Mills almost beats the Sixers down the floor. Joe Dumars, the three-pointer, and isn't he excellent from beyond the arc?
Joe Dumars can still fill it from way out, shooting almost 43%.
Sixer lead cut to 2. Weatherspoon got Mills to commit. Had it gone, it would have counted. Clarence will go to the line courtesy of Terry Mills. 2 team fouls now on the Pistons. First on Mills. Clarence Weatherspoon, who has upped his foul shooting now to 80%, will go to the line. Clarence had a 70% career average coming into this season.
And that's one of the things that when you take a look at Clarence's stats from last year, you'd say, okay, let's go home and let's work on that a little bit this summer. And it certainly looks like he has put a lot of time at the free throw line. I mean, you guys shooting 80%, which is 10% higher than last year.
Clarence has come out strong. 6 of the Sixers' first 9 points. With 8:43 and counting here in the first.
Keep it over here, Dana, get up.
Dumars around a West screen, now isolated on Malone. And now West, who does not look to score much.
But that is his move.
Mark West, his 12th season now out of Old Dominion. Hill the rebound, and Grant will fill up a stat sheet. However, he has missed his first 4 from the floor. Weatherspoon draws Mills on the double. That leaves Scott Williams open, and Scotty hits.
Clarence Weatherspoon on the year has 18 assists at 29 turnovers, so it's nice to see him find Williams open that time for the jump shot.
Every score, every deal, every headline changes the world of sports. Sports Channel keeps you up to date with complete sports coverage from News Sport. Start your morning with News Sport Press Box, the first and last word on the day in sports. Move into the afternoon with News Sport Journal, the news show that brings you the other side of sports. And get ready for the evening sporting events with News Sport Tonight, the show that sets the stage for the national sports scene. News Sport Press Box, News Sport Journal, News Sport Tonight. 3 great reasons to make Sports Channel your source for sports news.
There are many ways to eat, but there's no wrong way to eat, as long as you eat right. Great tasting foods can be prepared so they're low in saturated fat and cholesterol, which will reduce your risk of high blood cholesterol and heart disease. So, eat right. Eat a low-fat diet. Good food, good for your heart. For free low-fat recipes, call 1-800-575-WELL.
Back here at the Palace of Auburn Hills, along with Steve Mix, I'm Mark Sumoff, as the Sixers off and running early, leading it by 4.
4 of 7 from the floor, 57%. Clarence Weatherspoon with the pump fake. Able to knock down the J right there. Another look at Spoon. Made 2 buckets on the right side, completed the pass on the left side to Williams. Spoon's off to a good start.
Clarence's normal state of being is quiet. He was very quiet on the way over here. No doubt Saturday in the back of his mind.
He's been a little more vocal in the locker room, though, this year than we've seen him. Asking players to step up their game, tired of this 1-5 record that they have.
Clarence anointed the leader by John Lucas as soon as Luke came onto the scene. Fouls on Dana Barros. And the Pistons will get a fresh 24. Hunter with Barros on him. West wants it, right fronts him, and they lob over Sharon. And West gets another 2.
John Lucas is going to stop that lob immediately. He's going to put Sean Bradley in, put him on West.
Right, looking to get into the scoring column, and he does. Sharon averaging 13 and leading the Sixers in rebounding at 8 a game. Hunter for 3. Lindsey Hunter not exactly burning the nets from beyond the arc, but he connects there.
This team's getting up almost 20 threes per game, shooting 41% from beyond the arc this year as a team.
They set a team record last year for three-pointers attempted, as Wright puts up 2 more.
Now, one way to prevent a guy from coming down on scoring for you or being taken out of the basketball game is you go score on him. The last couple of times the Sixers had possession, Sharon Wright goes down and posts up. West knocks down a couple baskets. You can get a little more time that way.
Hill, the steal, has Weatherspoon to beat. Clarence, the foul, and Root. And Grant will go to the line to shoot 2, the foul on Weatherspoon. That is his first.
This foul occurred down on the other end. Clarence Weatherspoon trying to get the basketball in to Wright. Sharon did not go for the basketball. He did not step toward the basketball to gain possession of it. West just reached around and knocked it out of his path. And that's when Hill picked the basketball up and took it all the way to the hoop.
Sean Bradley into the game, replacing Sharon Wright. And for the 4th straight game, Sean comes off the bench. Sixers up 1, 6:20 to play in this, the first quarter. Weatherspoon draws Mills. Good spot clearance for Scott Williams, and he connects for 2. Nice play out of the double by Clarence Weatherspoon.
A couple nice passes now by Clarence out of the double on the left side.
Clarence is averaging 3 assists per game. Hill, that's for 3. And Grant is 0 for 5. Mills went over the top of Scott Williams and commits the foul.
Well, when you're shooting 56% from the floor in your first 5 ball games, you don't want to stop shooting.
And the Sixers have gotten Terry Mills out of the game with 2 personals. And the rookie out of Boston College, Bill Curley, comes in to take his place. 6'9", 245, the number 22 pick by San Antonio, and then acquired by the Pistons in a straight-up trade with Sean Elliott. Barros, Bradley, as the Pistons claiming Bradley touched it. But they scored 2 for Barros, and the Sixers go back up 5. Dumars, freed up by West. Barros another rebound. Dana averaging 4 rebounds a game, which is excellent for a point guard. Especially a point guard his size, as Williams shakes himself free and gets the unabated layup. 21-14.
3 assists now for Spoon.
As the Sixers right now in the midst of an 8-2 run. They isolate Hill. Grant a little frustrated there following his own miss. And we have a foul coming up.
One of the things that Hill's going to have to learn is to develop a consistent outside jump shot. He can drive to the hoop. Everybody knows about his quick first step. But let's say if you're playing off him, how's he going to react to that? And there's only a few players in the league that know how to make up that type of space. You want to drive it into the basketball player and take it right to the hoop at that point.
Williams disallows West's follow-up. And the Pistons will have 22 seconds to shoot.
That's the difference between Sean Bradley and Sharon Wright.
Curley. Williams tries to draw the charge, knocked out of bounds. And Detroit will retain possession here with 14 to shoot. The newest Sixer, Jaren Jackson, has come into the game wearing number 14 to spell Jeff Malone. And his guard duty involves Joe Dumars. Kicked by Williams, and that'll be a new 24 for the Pistons. Sixers 21, Detroit 14, 4:28 to go now in the first. Jaren's dimensions, 6'6", 200 pounds, his 5th year as a pro out of Georgetown. Dumars shakes free of him. Bradley and Spoon share the rebound as Clarence, whose rebounding totals are down, tries to get back to the boards. West, can he outrace Bradley? He does, and Sean commits the foul.
West doing a good job of overplaying Sean Bradley. Now, why does Sean go for the block right here? He had a clear path at the basket, had the ball extended, almost getting ready to go through, and Sean just reaches up and slaps him across the head. No question about it. Don't put your hands up now and say, hey, I never hit him. You hit him across the head on the layup attempt. That's one you don't even go for. Give him the basket, and you don't have a foul.
Mark West, an unlikely scorer for these Pistons, averaging only 8 a game, has 7 already. As the Sixers commit the backcourt violation. And that is their 4th turnover. They lead it by 4, under 4 to play, and Sharon Wright will come in just a moment, I presume, for Sean Bradley. We'll wait and see, as John Lucas has reacted quickly to those turnovers. And that is indeed the case, as Wright comes in, and Bradley's stint on the court is a short one. Dumars, who uses screens as well as anyone. Jackson sticking right with him. Hunter tries to create. Good defense by Barros. 5 to shoot for Detroit. Hunter finds West, who finds 2 more. Mark West has been the man here in Detroit in the first quarter.
Despite the score by West, the 76ers this entire quarter played good, solid defense. Give them credit on that last possession that Detroit had. He was able to find West. Good play by Hunter, but still good defense on the Sixers' part.
Sixers trying to find Weatherspoon, who was the man early. Jackson left open. His first shot is a Sixer, and we have a loose ball foul coming up, and it's going to be on the Sixers, Scott Williams.
On Philadelphia's number 42, Scott Williams. That's his
first personal on Scotty. And the Sixers in the penalty, so the Pistons will walk the floor and shoot the freebies.
Jeff Malone.
Jeff Malone comes back into the game, and Jaren Jackson gets his first taste of action as the Sixers sits without a point.
Each game, does he get a letter on the back of his jersey? And if you're here long enough to get your name spelled out, you get to stick around for the rest of the year.
Bill Curley to the line, the rookie from Boston College, who did wonders for his pro stock, especially in that NCAA tournament. He led Boston College in scoring and rebounding every year he was there. Barros finds Wright. Rebound to West. Pistons look to run as Hill is into the open floor with Hunter, who handles. This is Grant. And Grant Hill finally gets his first field goal in now 7 tries. And a timeout on the floor as the Pistons forge in front by 2 with 2:41 to go in the first.
It's the way we make you feel that makes people fly British Airways. The world's favorite airline.
Sinus sufferers, how come your pill doesn't relieve sinus pressure 24 hours? Effidac 24 does. Other pills last 6 hours or 12, but one Effidac relieves 24 hours. Effidac, keep sinus pressure from coming back.
These people are reducing their risk of heart attack and taking steps toward a healthier life. You can too. Join in the American Heart Walk. Call 1-800-AHA-USA1 and help millions of others walk away from heart disease.
It's the new look Miami Heat coming to the Spectrum tomorrow night, featuring Kevin Willis. For tickets, call 215-336-2000. All the action live at the Core State Spectrum, and if you can't see it, you can see all the action on Prism tomorrow night.
There you go. We talked about Clarence Weatherspoon being doubled in the post, that he has to find an open man. There's a look, a great pass right there to Williams. Clarence Weatherspoon now with 3 assists. Once again, sliced down, there it is. Williams left wide open as Clarence Weatherspoon is now realizing where the double team is coming from, and once you do that, that man should be open. Williams was found wide open on the baseline.
23-21 Detroit with 2:41 to go here in the first. Weatherspoon with 6 points, 2 rebounds, and 4 assists already in the game. Once and again against Hill. Williams finds him. Grant blocks the shot. Pretty play. Out of bounds. Last touch by the Sixers. A brilliant defensive play by Grant Hill.
That was a tremendous play after being pretty much out of the play. Spoon should have had the pump fake, but I'll tell you what, that was great recovery by Hill. Spoon goes to the pump fake. He draws the contact, and he'll probably make the shot as well.
Dumars bumping with Malone. Joe throws it up and in. Dumars 2 field goals now for 5.
Joe very seldom throws one up. You watch Joe's release. I'll tell you what, Joe has tremendous release.
Needs 27 points for 12,000 for his career. Right now, the number 5 all-time leader on the Pistons scoring list. Wright, give and go with Clarence Weatherspoon. Wright taps it up, but not in. Hunter on the run. Takes on Barros. Pretty play, Lindsey Hunter.
This team is much more athletic than last year's team. With Hunter running the point, Joe running the 2, and all of a sudden you've got Hill at the 3, West at the 5 spot. This is a much more athletic team. Then you bring in Oliver Miller at the 5 spot coming off the bench. Much improved Detroit Pistons.
As Willie Burton enters the game for Clarence Weatherspoon as John Lucas tries to stem a Detroit run.
Oh, it's unbelievable. 13-0 for the Detroit Pistons in the last 2.5 minutes.
Sixers with 10 to shoot. Malone in rhythm.
Jeff Malone from Dana.
Jeff now with 5 here in the first. 1:10 to play in it. The Sixers down by 4. Alley-oop for Hill. And Burton, who is Hill's athletic equal, is there to make the play. A nice defensive play by Willie Burton. Willie now moves on Curley, and he had it blocked by Mark West. And that's why Mark West has survived now 12 seasons in the league. He can do that. Good spot, Hunter for Hill, and Grant has another 2.
That's an excellent find by Hunter. Hill stayed on the baseline. Once he caught it, he was quick off the ground.
Pistons by 6. Half minute to go in the first. Barros has 5 to shoot. Gets Hunter to commit. Count it if it goes, and he'll go to the line.
With the shot clock running down, Dana with a couple dribbles to his left and the pump fake. Still with it 3 seconds left on the shot clock takeover. There's the pump fake. Hit on the wrist. And the bucket.
Dana Barros at the line. He'll shoot 1.
Dana with 4 double-doubles now in his last 6. He is averaging 9 assists per game. As the shot clock is turned off, the Sixers down 3. And it's Barros defensively against Hunter. Lindsey almost loses it. Dumars with 3 in the quarter. West. He looked like he pushed off on Sharon Wright, got away with it. And the quarter comes to a close. The Pistons outscore the Sixers 15-5 in the last 4 minutes of the quarter, and they lead it by 3 as you watch 76ers basketball here on Sports Channel.
If it runs, if it swings, if it jams, if it skates, if it spikes, if it slides, if it accelerates, if it hits and hits and hits, if it birdies, if it receives, if it kicks, if it serves, if it competes, if it scores and scores and scores and scores and scores, then it must be Sports Channel. 24 hours of the best sports from the region and the world. If it's sports, then it must be Sports Channel.
My father, Ray Fredericksdorf, was a police officer. He was killed in the line of duty. Thanks to your support of the Hero Scholarship Show, I attend Drexel University.
And my father, Bernard McSlay, was a firefighter. He was killed in the line of duty. I'm going to college thanks to the Hero Scholarship Show.
The Hero Scholarship Show at the Philadelphia Civic Center, November 19th and 20th. For tickets, call 686-3400.
Everybody limbo! Tonight's winner limbo's home with Bud Light.
Oh, really? Lower.
Oh, my.
For the great taste that won't fill you up and never let you down, make it a Bud Light.
Not low enough.
There are many ways to eat, but there's no wrong way to eat, as long as you eat right. Great tasting foods can be prepared so they're low in saturated fat and cholesterol, which will reduce your risk of high blood cholesterol and heart disease. So, eat right. Eat a low-fat diet. Good food, good for your heart. For free low-fat recipes, call 1-800-575-WELL.
It says the Palace of Auburn Hills with Steve Mix, Mark Sumoff. 1/4 of play complete. The Pistons by 3.
This last shot didn't go in by Joe Dumars, but take a look. Vintage Joe Dumars here. Ball comes off. He's at the top of the key. Watch both defensive players. Little spin move. The pump fake gets both players up in the air. The step through. I'll tell you what, tremendous pump fake by Joe. Very vintage Joe Dumars.
Changes. E.J. Tyler is into the game as a former Sixer. Johnny Dawkins comes up with a steal. He's in. So is Oliver Miller, who just scores. And he took the pass from Raphael Addison, who's just come into the game as well.
Very effective half-court trap.
Malone for 3. And Miller the rebound. Dumars, Malone on him. Forget it. And John Lucas, a mere 43 seconds into the second quarter, takes a 20-second timeout as the Pistons now lead it by 7, 33-26 here at the Palace.
Here's a look at the last play by the Detroit Pistons. It's going to be pushed up. And who's there? Joe Dumars, the outlet pass to half court. It's a one-on-one situation. And you can't ask for anything better than that from an offensive player. That's what you're looking for on the fast break. Joe's going to come right into your living room.
Came to the NBA as a player who was known as a defensive specialist. Yet he could find the 12,000 point plateau tonight if he gets enough points. 27 he needs. Willie Burton lines up a 3 and drains it. Burton averaging 10 points per game in his previous 3 as a Sixer. Shooting about 30% from the beyond the arc. 33-29, Pistons by 4. Curley against Tim Perry, who's come into the game for the Sixers. Dumars tried to get it into Miller. Sixers come up with a turnover. Burton from Tyler. Willie Burton providing the spark for the Sixers off the bench. They're now down by 2 with 90 seconds gone in the second. Dawkins using Curley as a screen. Johnny has really played well here in Detroit. Addison. Curley the rebound. Fresh 24 for Detroit. Dawkins lines up a 3. Just 2 points for Johnny, who's averaging 8 points in 19 minutes a game. Shooting 63% from the field. And here also to provide a settling influence on the young Lindsey Hunter.
Well, you'll see Johnny Dawkins playing most of the fourth period, trying to get that veteran in there at the end of the game. You don't want Lindsey Hunter. Lindsey's great first and third period, start of the fourth period. That's great. You want that enthusiasm. Coming down toward the end of the game, you want somebody in there that's a veteran that knows what to do and sets up the plays properly, and that's what JD gives you.
Talk about a spark. Willie Burton with a couple of trays and a deuce, and suddenly 8 off the Sixer bench. And the Sixers suddenly down 1 here in the early stages of the second. We have a foul away from the ball, and it's on the Pistons.
Offensive foul on Detroit's
Raphael Addison, and very quickly Raphael picks up 2 as Mark Macon, an improved Mark Macon, comes into the game, replacing Joe Dumars. So it is all bench on the floor right now for Pistons coach Don Chaney. And hasn't Mark Macon improved his shooting this year?
Mark Macon's done a good job this year, shooting 59%, a career, 38% field goal shooter. And all of a sudden he's at 59%. It'll be interesting to see what Don Chaney has done to him. Maybe he's taken some better shots. He really had a hard time finishing his shot his first few years in the NBA.
Scott Williams is called for the foul. 2 personals on Scotty. And he will now sit with 6 points, 2 rebounds. Sean Bradley, who had a very brief first quarter stint on the floor, comes back for him. Sixers going all bench, save Jeff Malone. Pistons into their motion offense. Addison over 2 outstretched arms. Perry and Burton. Raphael, who has really bounced around. 4 throughout of Syracuse. He's played in Italy, I think, 2 or 3 different times. Timmy Perry, who has really struggled offensively. Bradley, an aggressive offensive board. Sixers work with a fresh 24. Bradley works with the 6'9" Oliver Miller, who pushed him and commits the foul.
Detroit's Oliver Miller. That's his first, the team's second.
2 team fouls now on the Pistons, and the first in the game on Oliver Miller.
Oliver still looks like he's a little overweight.
They list him at 280, which is probably wishful thinking. Malone tries to break down Macon. Tough shot, Jeff Malone, as only Jeff knows how. Sixers down 1 again with 8:10 to play in the second. Macon. You think he got Sean to commit?
Sean really does. He does commit an awful lot on the defensive end. He wants to block those shots, but he has to realize that at 7'6", he doesn't have to go for the pump fake. Just stay down on your feet and wait for the guy to go up.
And for Bradley, his 3rd personal foul. 8:05 to play in the second. We'll be back.
Debbie, these shots are fabulous. Beautiful, Debbie.
Better than the last time, Tony?
Absolutely. It's my job to make sure people look good. A few weeks ago while doing test shots with Debbie, I noticed something. Dandruff. So I told her about Head & Shoulders. You see, regular shampoos merely rinse flakes away, so they could come back. But look, Head & Shoulders help stop flakes from even forming. See the difference? Yeah, picture perfect. Head & Shoulders turns dandruff problems into beautiful hair.
We've been called a lot of things.
Whippersnappers!
Dreamers!
Prosperous?
Never!
So until
The book deal
or the movie deal hits,
we remember 2 things.
Call Everybody Collect. And
know the code.
Yeah.
Know the code. 1-800-CALL-ATT. It costs less than 1-800-COLLECT.
always. Now the people we call
might call us thrifty.
Want a price that's always lower than 1-800-COLLECT? Know the code. Dial 1-800-CALLATT.
your true voice.
A free pair of Steve Mix sweat socks to anybody who can watch all 230 games coming up on our Sports Channel college basketball schedule. You must provide documented proof. Look at some of these games. Temple, Cincinnati, Vanderbilt, Penn State, Seton Hall, and Villanova in a Big East clash. Just a sampling of what's to come on Sports Channel this coming college basketball season.
Well, talk about Temple at Cincinnati. Take a look at Mark Macon out of Temple, being scorched by Jeff Malone, but he shouldn't feel like the Lone Ranger. Jeff has done that to an awful lot of good defensive players in this league.
Jeff himself closing in on a plateau, 17,000 career points. Seems to do it almost effortlessly, like a cobra.
Well, you know, if you take a look at his shot, his arms are extended to a point where his arms are almost straight, you know, so he gets good wrist action. I think that's one of the reasons why Jeff hasn't been able to go out to that beyond the 22-foot mark, because he's a lot of wrist in that shot.
Here you go now. Mark making a 38% career field goal percentage, shooting 59% in this young season. And he has taken minutes away from second-year man Allen Houston. Meantime, Sean Bradley goes out with the 3 personals, and Sharon Wright comes back in. So Sean, once again, play restricted because of fouls. Dawkins picks the pocket of Tyler and finds Macon. Give Johnny an assist as well, and the Pistons go up 5. 7:45 and counting in the second. Burton, who's been hot, so Dawkins is attracted by him. Willie sets up Malone, who steps in. Miller breaks it loose. It'll be Sixer basketball with a fresh 24. Johnny Dawkins released by that man as the Sixers needed cap space to sign B.J. Tyler. No hard feelings, and Johnny has flourished here, and of course John and the Sixers couldn't be happier.
Yeah, the one thing you have to realize, this is a business, and in order to continue the business, you have to find ways to bring in new players. Johnny Dawkins, one of the players you could take a look at and say, okay, he's making too much money. If we release him, all of a sudden we have the availability in our pocket to go ahead and sign a player. So
Tim Perry for 3. Timmy's still looking for his first tray after averaging almost 1 per game last year. Burton the interception, the pass from Macon. Malone alone. Jeff now 4 for 8. He's got 9.
That's as good as gold from 15 to 18 feet. It really is. Well, found him wide open. Jeff just rises up nicely. Great release.
Addison bowls over Burton. Willie takes the charge. Offensive foul on Raphael Addison. That is his 3rd personal.
Stick with what you do best. Addison, not the best ball handler on that team. Tried to do a little shake and bake and get by Willie Burton, who has a lot more speed and quickness than Addison. Willie was just able to stand in there and take the charge.
Dana Barros, who handles now. Clarence Weatherspoon back in for the 76ers, who have their starters, save Burton, who's in there to try another tray, and he may not come off the floor.
There's no reason to bring him off. Absolutely none. He played good, solid defense on Addison. He's knocking down the outside shot. Leave him out there for the next 6.5 minutes.
And we are tied after the 3rd Burton tray of the game. Miller over the back of Barrows for that rebound. Backdoor Dawkins, blocked by Burton down low. Weatherspoon kicks it and saves it. And the Sixers here look to take the lead halfway through the second quarter. Willie, who's been hot. Screens for Barrows. 8 to shoot. Burton tries to find Wright, knocked away by Miller. Sharon and Hill, both good friends on the floor. And Macon has it for the Pistons. Miller slaps Burton and is called for the offensive foul. Willie Burton's been all over the place here in the first half.
Willie's done a nice job, and as you said, Mark, in this first half, playing good, solid defense. You mentioned his name on the defensive end. He's drilling the jump shots on the offensive end.
Miller sits. He has 2 personals. Terry Mills comes back into the game. Mills had to sit early with 2 personal fouls as the Sixers look to take the lead. Weatherspoon really battling with Mills, who bumps him off the block. The open Burton. Why not? That's why not. Willie Burton, 4 3-pointers here in the first half, and the Sixers up 44-41 with 5:05 and counting here in the second. The Sixers' first lead since back in the first quarter when it was 21-19. Mills yet to get on track. Weatherspoon bumps him, count it, and a foul.
Foul.
Mills doing a good job. Take a look. The pump fake, whoop, gets Spoon up in the air. Mills only gets to the line 3 times per game so far this year, so you really don't expect him to have that up and under move. He loves just to take the turnaround jump shot. But every once in a while, he's going to get you with that up and under. You're going to go for it, and he's going to draw the contact.
That's only the second miss from the foul line all year by Terry Mills, shooting 95% going in.
Overall, Detroit's a tremendous free throw shooting team. They're third in the league, better than 78%.
Malone, not that time. Wright broke it loose, but the Pistons maintained possession. Hill into the open floor. Dumars by Malone. Joe now with 9 in the game. And the Pistons go back in front by 1. 4:25 to go here in the second. Weatherspoon this time has Mills out on a wing. Wright breaks it loose, but into the waiting hands of Joe Dumars. Hunter, the step on Barrows. Wright got a hand on it. West, who had a nice first quarter. Sixers lose it out of bounds. Pistons will retain with a fresh 24. Mark West had 9 to exceed his season's average in the opening 12 minutes. Mills from the wing, and Terry, for a big guy, has a pretty nice touch from about 15.
He has a tremendous outside touch from outside. Last year from threes, he shot 33% from 23.9.
Compliments of Terry, the Pistons ease back in front by 3. 3:43 to go in the second quarter.
Dear Diary, today it's sunny, noisy. Helicopter! Iggy, you see what I see? We're safe!
Hey, what are you looking at?
For the great taste that won't fill you up and never let you down, make it a Bud Light.
The #1 truck in America gets even better in 1995. Bad to the bone. The Ford F-Series, the #1 truck for 17 straight years, has more repeat buyers. Plus, F-Series has a driver's side airbag standard. And F-Series has more styles and models to choose from. That's why there are more F-Series still on the road than any other make. Bad to the bone. For $229 per month, the F-150 is a lot of truck at your Quality Plus Ford dealer, the Truck Authority.
Join us this coming Friday night at the Core State Spectrum for a very popular promotion, God and Country Night. It follows the 76ers and Pooh Richardson and the Los Angeles Clippers. Game time is at 7:30. For tickets, call 336-2000. That's 336-2000 for God and Country Night at the Core State Spectrum. Coming up at halftime, we'll be in conversation with the son of Calvin and Janet, the only son of Calvin and Janet Hill. Calvin played football, of course, for the Dallas Cowboys. Mother Janet, an attorney. And Grant Hill out earning all of them. $45 million over 8 years, and he could become a restricted free agent after 6.
It's not bad, is it?
It's not bad. Good friend Sharon Wright, who first met Grant Hill when they were playing in various high school basketball camps around the country, both embracing before the game.
Thanks to Willie Burton, 76ers shooting 7 of 14 this period. Willie is 5 of 6 by himself.
Weatherspoon with 5 to shoot. A tough shot. He drew the immediate double. Hill again. Likes to work it for Hunter, and it's stolen by the Sixers. Burton, Wright can't handle it, and the Sixers in turn turn it over.
That's one you have. You kick yourself in the rear end for not catching that one because Wright had a layup.
3:13 to go in the second. Detroit 47, Sixers 44. Dumars for 3. Barrows another rebound.
You know, you talk about 4 rebounds per game. That's a tremendous job for the point guard.
Especially the 5'11" point guard, who might be more like 5'9 and a half.
I think Dana has truly proved that he can play point in this league.
Can Willie Burton shoot, though?
Well, he was 5 for 6. Now, all of a sudden, he's 6 for 7. He has 17 points.
To lead all scorers by far. And three-point territory has been his home so far. Dumars works on Malone. Jeff commits the foul before the shot.
Philadelphia's Jeff Malone. That's his first for team's 4.
That's professionalism right there with those two guys.
Oh, you aren't kidding. Look at that. There's some points scored there, you know.
Just a couple. Wow! Grant Hill gets up into that rare air and throws down 2. Shooting a mere 3 for 10 for 8. And the Pistons are back up 2 with 2:15 to go in the second. Mills fronting Weatherspoon, so Clarence forced out to the corner. Mills clears it out. Hunter kicks for Dumars. Now the Pistons will set up as Clarence, after a hot start, now shooting 2 for 7. Mills, good look for Hill. He thought about a pass right against West, and finally Weatherspoon has it and runs it out for the Sixers. Burton sets up right, and Sharon turns and scores his 3rd field goal for 6.
Nice find by Willie. Not only can he shoot, he can dish as well.
Good game here. First half, Auburn Hills. Second quarter, good spot, Hunter for Dumars, who couldn't get the layup. West there to clean up. Right back against Wright. Mark West, the first Piston in the double figures with 11.
Mark West has shown the ability now down the left side of the court, come into the middle with the right hand jump hook, and on the right side go in the middle with the left hand. We know he can do that. He loves the up and under every once in a while as well.
Weatherspoon goes under and up for the Sixers. The baseline drive gives him 8 for the game, and we're tied at 51. Less than a minute to play now in the second. Hill tries to lose Burton.
It's nice to see that a young player like that, despite being 3 for 11 prior to that shot, has decided, well, I'm not going to stop shooting. He has the confidence and the knowledge and the believability in his game that, hey, even if I keep shooting, I'm going to start making some of those.
As Hunter nearly comes up with a steal. 10 seconds to shoot. Half minute to go here in the quarter. Sixers thought about taking a 20-second timeout, and then they changed their mind. And now they isolate Barros on Hunter. Barros, rebound to Hill. Shot clock unplugged. Dumars.
Well, if at first you don't succeed, get the O board and put it up again.
Sixers down 4, hold for the final shot.
And the Pistons have a foul to give as well. Sixers are trying to get a 20-second timeout, but they've already taken one. They don't have one now.
Sixers with 8.1 to go on the clock. Good spot, Weatherspoon for Barros. Right. Pistons have to hurry. That's a miracle. But it goes unanswered. Good first half here at the Palace of Auburn Hills. We have completed 2 quarters between the 76ers and Detroit Pistons. It's the Pistons 55, the Sixers 51. Our halftime activities commence right after this.
If it runs, if it swings, if it jams, if it skates, if it spikes, if it slides, if it accelerates, if it hits and hits and hits, if it birdies, if it receives, if it kicks, if it serves, if it competes, if it scores and scores and scores and scores and scores, then it must be Sports Channel. 24 hours of the best sports from the region and the world. If it's sports, then it must be Sports Channel.
My father, Ray Fredericksdorf, was a police officer. He was killed in the line of duty. Thanks to your support of the Hero Scholarship Show, I attend Drexel University.
And my father, Bernard McSlew, was a firefighter. He was killed in the line of duty. I'm going to college thanks to the Hero Scholarship Show.
The Hero Scholarship Show at the Philadelphia Civic Center, November 19th and 20th. For tickets, call 686-3400.
It still bugs me that I waited to try Old Spice High Endurance just because I thought all deodorants worked the same. Dumb. This proves it's the best. Better than the leading stick. It evaporates less quickly, it also lasts longer, protects better. You can't ignore that. Or this guarantee. Try it. If you don't think it's the best, call 1-800-PROVE-IT, and they'll buy you a stick of yours. You gotta figure anyone that serious about deodorant deserves a serious shot. Come on, take the High Endurance Challenge from Old Spice. I did.
Introducing Hearts and Diamonds, the all-new, all-electronic card game from the Pennsylvania Lottery. Just match your 5 randomly dealt cards to ours every Wednesday for an average top prize of $20,000 cash. Hearts and Diamonds, Pennsylvania's all-new, all-electronic card game. Win $20,000 playing cards every Wednesday. Hearts and Diamonds.
Welcome back, everyone, to the Palace of Auburn Hills. We're here on Sports Channel. The Pistons lead the 76ers by 4 here at the break by a score of 55-51. Welcome, everyone, to Press Row, the floor of the Palace. Along with Steve Mix, I'm Mark Sumoff. A very entertaining first half where Clarence Weatherspoon tried to get off early, then went cold. Then John Lucas went to the bench, and Willie Burton popped off and popped them in.
17 points in the first half for Willie. I'll tell you what. I mean, you might think about starting him in the second half the way he's stroking the basketball right now. Not only from inside, but also, well, he's stroking the ball tremendously well from beyond the arc.
The much-vaunted rookie, Grant Hill, a little slow getting started, but as you say, keeps himself in the game. One play I remember in particular when he had an 0 for 6 hanging on him, and he blocked that shot by Clarence Weatherspoon in a very nice defensive play.
I was really looking forward to coming up here tonight and seeing Hill play. He's a tremendous athlete, probably the best athlete in the entire draft. I like him. I like what he does for the Detroit Pistons. He's going to make this team better. The nice thing about it, he makes his teammates better. Something you haven't seen up here in Detroit in a couple years.
In a moment, we'll be in conversation with Grant Hill, the number 3 pick of the draft over this past summer. Grant slow getting started, but we expect he'll be around at the finish. Grant Hill coming up as our halftime activities continue here at the Palace right after this.
And remember, you're playing for Bud Light, ladies. The boys are back in town.
These guys are good. Who are you calling guys?
Yeah.
Looks like you're in the finals. Ma'am?
For the great taste that won't fill you up and never let you down, make it a Bud Light.
You're the defending ladies pool champion?
Yes, I am.
Not enough relief from your cold pill? Your pill doesn't work long enough. Only Effidac works 24 hours. Other pills last 6 hours or 12. One Effidac relieves colds 24 hours. Effidac 24. Enough cold relief for 24 hours.
You can use a bat and a glove, a skate and a stick, a club and a putter, or a racket and a net. You can play with big orange balls, small hard balls, fuzzy bouncy balls, tiny dimpled balls, pointy brown balls, or no balls at all. You can move on rubber soles or rubber spikes or rubber wheels. You can compete with the best and you can win. And when you want to see it all, you can watch Sports Channel. 24 hours of the best sports from the region and the world. Sports Channel. Use it for all the sports in your life.
Your team, your town, your 76ers.
The temperature will be rising at the Core State Spectrum on Wednesday, November 16th, when the Sixers take on the Miami Heat. Be there to see Spoon and the Sixers go up against Glenn Rice and Miami's new players, Billy Owens and Kevin Willis. Call 336-2000 today for tickets.
Your team, your town, your 76ers.
These people are reducing their risk of heart attack and taking steps toward a healthier life. You can too. For more information, call your American Heart Association and find out how you can help walk away from heart disease.
Welcome back, everyone, to the Palace of Auburn Hills. We're at halftime, the 76ers and the Detroit Pistons here on Sports Channel. And tonight's halftime feature is brought to you by Pizza Hut. And with me, of course, is Detroit rookie Grant Hill, who, of course, is the next Michael Jordan, right?
No, not at all. I don't know who started that, but I definitely don't like it. I don't think it's fair, and I just want to go out there and be Grant Hill and not be compared to anybody.
But you are off to a very good start. Why?
I think a lot of things. I think the coaches here have allowed me to go out there and be myself, given me a lot of responsibility, but also taking the pressure off. And so it's really just been a smooth transition for me, and they've allowed me to go out there and play and do the things I can do.
A lot of folks think you should have been the top pick of the draft. Do you agree with that? Do you even think about that?
I don't think about that. It was done, and I wanted to be here in Detroit. Detroit had the 9th pick. I'd want to be here in Detroit. It was just a matter of being where I'd be comfortable, and definitely here in Detroit with Joe Dumars and all the people that are here is very comfortable for me.
I will draw one comparison between you and Mike. Neither of you were known as really great scorers in college. I would imagine that was because of your respective systems.
Well, I don't think of myself as a great scorer at this level. I just think it's been, gotten off to a fast start. I'm waiting for people to catch up and realize what I can do out there and what I can't do. But I think a lot in college because of the system, because of the style of play, because of zone defenses and double teams that kind of prevented me at least from doing some of the things that I'm able to do now in the NBA. So hopefully, knock on wood, things will keep going the way they've been going, and I'll have a pretty good rookie year.
Why was Duke good for preparing you for the NBA?
Well, I think mentally preparing me. I grew a whole lot mentally and physically, both on and off the court. I just got better and better, and I'm so much better as a player than what I was when I first got there. Just being in a lot of big games, playing against Sharon and beating him at Clemson, that really prepared me a great deal. You and he hugged before the game tonight. You're very good friends. How did that relationship start? Just started off in the summer times. We played summer league and going to camps together, and we established a relationship. And we stayed friends through college, and we played each other and had some battles. And he's just a great player, and I love him a lot. And wish for once I could play with him, but I'm always playing against him. So, but he's a great guy, and he'll have a great career in the NBA. Grant, from what I understand, you were a little reticent when you were younger, especially beginning high school, to really take off and begin your basketball career. Why was that? Well, I think I didn't have a love for the game until I got to college. I just got by because I was better than everybody else, and I didn't have a true love for the game until I got older. And I just played because I was tall and I was supposed to play. But as I got older and as I learned some of the things about basketball and got a taste of winning, I've established a love for the game that is tremendous. And it's just a great feeling to come out here and play and to win. And that's what it's all about for me. Aside from winning, what about the game really turned you on? The competition. There's never a dull moment out there. You can't nap at all. You gotta stay focused all the time. If you're not, then you'll get embarrassed, especially at this level. You're trying to put that little ball in the hoop, running up down the court. That to me is a lot of fun. Can you play more than the 3 spot or the small forward? Can you play the off guard and maybe even some point guard at some point? I think so. I think playing in college, I was able to do a lot of different things. I had a lot of different responsibilities, and I've come here and not really needed me to play the point guard. They needed me to have a certain role, and I'm trying to do it. And if the coaches want me to play shooting guard or point guard, I'll do whatever it takes. Whatever it takes to win is really what I want to do. And here we have a lot of good guys, and we have a lot of winners, and hopefully we can continue to win. Thanks for being with us. All right, thank you. Grant Hill, one of 3 NBA rookies on the All-Star ballot, our guest here at the half. Our halftime feature brought to you by Pizza Hut. I'm Mark Zumoff. Stay with us. Steve and I will be back with more halftime activities from the Palace of Auburn Hills right after this.
It's the way we make you feel that makes people fly British Airways, the world's favorite airline.
They were innocent and unpretentious, those early places. Some were famous, some were not.
and some we'll never forget. But down on Broad, by where the new legends live, they're building a new place for the Flyers and Sixers, with steel and stone and memories and a lot of hometown pride. And we're proud to say our name will be on it, because this has always been our hometown, too.
Who's picking up the new president?
Peterson.
What does he drive?
A Volkswagen Passat.
A Volkswagen.
No, it's big.
Is Peterson picking the president up in a Volkswagen?
Pull over.
Is there a problem, Miss Sullivan?
With ABS, traction control, and a high-performance VR6 engine.
But the office is straight ahead.
Oh, we can be a little late.
The new German-engineered Passat will change what you expect from a Volkswagen.
You know, if you're tired, Miss Sullivan, I'll drive for a while.
Halftime at Auburn Hills, along with Steve Mix, I'm Mark Zumoff. It is the Pistons leading the 76ers by 4 in one of the most entertaining first halves of this young season, as Clarence Weatherspoon, who scored only 2 points Saturday at the Spectrum against Orlando, tried to get off early, and he was effective very early.
Spoon has 8 points here in the first half on the turnaround J over Hill. That made the score 4-0. Clarence Weatherspoon doing a good job early. Talking about doing the job, his entire career so far, Joe Dumars has been effective on the offensive end. That was Joe with the 3-pointer. He has 11 points. But to talk about the highlight of the first half, Willie Burton off the dish by Tyler for the 3. Well, he was doing it on the offensive end. Hey, let's try the defensive end as well. Off the steal, Willie Burton hustling back, getting in the defensive flow, getting in the passing lane. He's going to take the ball up. Instead of pulling the trigger, the nice dish over to Jeff Malone. Jeff had a nice first half as well with 9 points. But once again, you talk about the guy pulling the trigger, 5 for 5 from beyond the arc. The catch. Look at the ball swinging around the perimeter, the entire perimeter. Everybody's touching the ball. Finally find Willie Burton. The Pistons slow in their rotation. Willie Burton just rises up and knocks it down.
Burton, born and raised in Detroit, leads them all here at the break. We'll be back.
For years, Core Estates has served the very people we've grown up with. We're neighbors serving neighbors, helping them make the most of what they have. From investments and trusts to business banking needs. It's a philosophy about partnerships, a philosophy about trust. Words that mean something in this community. Core Estates.
You know us and we know you.
Dear Diary, today it's sunny and noisy. Helicopter!
Iggy, you see what I see? We're saved!
Hey, what are you looking at?
For the great taste that won't fill you up and never let you down, make it a Bud Light.
Someone will be there.
Where's the new president? I hear the new president.
Times are conference.
Who's picking up the new president?
Peterson.
What does he drive?
I don't know. Ask Harry.
I hope it's clean. Harry, what does Peterson drive? Volkswagen. What?
No,
Volkswagen.
No, it's big.
Is Peterson picking the president up in a Volkswagen?
We'll be back at the office in about 45 minutes.
New?
New. No, I've been with the firm for 5 years.
Congratulations, but I meant the car.
The car? Yes, new.
What kind is it?
It's a Passat.
A what?
A Volkswagen Passat.
Pull over.
Is there a problem, Miss Sullivan?
No, an opportunity.
With ABS, traction control, and a high-performance VR6 engine.
But the office is straight ahead.
Oh, we can be a little late.
The new German-engineered Passat will change what you expect from a Volkswagen.
You know, if you're tired, Miss Sullivan, I'll drive for a while.
Perusing the halftime stats as we get set for the third quarter here at the Palace.
Both teams shooting the ball extremely well. Detroit 49, the 76ers 50%. Rebounding, a little edge to the Pistons, 21-16. Turnovers 8 apiece. Take a look at the bench points though. 76ers getting some production from the bench. But that one guy, Willie Burton, the only guy to score off the bench for the 76ers.
Sixers starting, Barrows and Malone in the backcourt with Weatherspoon right and Scott Williams up front. Mark West in the middle for the Pistons with Mills and Grant Hill up front. Dumars and Hunter, who guards Barrows as we begin now the third quarter. Weatherspoon bumps with Hill and rattles home 2 more. Clarence into double figures with 10. And the Sixers are down 2. Opening moments from the Palace. Sixers looking for their first road win of the year. We've been to Orlando and Chicago. As Mills will go to the line. Sixers lost a heartbreaker in Chicago 8 days ago. That could have been their first road win. Fouls on Jeff Malone.
Pistons found that mismatch in a hurry, didn't they, with Mills being guarded by Jeff Malone. Go right down to it. Mills was asking for the basketball, gave a little pump fake to Jeff, who went for it.
On the Head and Shoulders scoreboard very quickly. New Jersey leading, Atlanta, Orlando leading, Miami at the Spectrum tomorrow. Cleveland early on, same thing with Milwaukee.
A Washington-Orlando score. First game of the year, Washington shocks Orlando. Trying to get a little revenge in that game, I guess, huh?
Hey, you know what? We went an entire half without an illegal defense call.
There you go.
This is the first of the game. Sixers go with a fresh 24. Barrows as Weatherspoon is fronted by Grant. Clarence works with 6 to shoot. Malone for 3. Jeff Malone with the clock running down, shooting 33% from three-point territory going in.
Oh, he's taking 10 now from beyond the arc. So that's nice to see. Jeff Malone every once in a while stepping out a little bit beyond his normal range, but still the ability to knock it down. Speaking of the ability to knock it down, this guy here can step out as well. Terry Mills.
Mills slow getting started with foul trouble, now picks it up with 8 points, and the Pistons up 3. 90 seconds gone in the third quarter. Weatherspoon and Hill, 7 to shoot again. Wright moves on West. Mills the air ball. Mills thinks about it and scores. A wide open lane for Terry Mills, who puts the Pistons up 5. And Mills suddenly into double figures with 10.
That's a problem with the Philadelphia 76ers right now defensively. They really don't have a shot blocker in there. So if somebody wants to drive into the paint, as Mills did there, he can just get as far as he wants to before he finger rolls it to the hoop.
Jeff Malone steps on the baseline and turns it over. Bud Light, if you want great taste that won't fill you up and never let you down, make it a Bud Light. Mills again. And this time Malone corrals the rebound. Barrows gets by Hunter, spots Malone. Hill hit in the face as Williams scrambles down. Grant shakes it off as the Sixers work with 19 to shoot. Barrows tries to set up Williams. The Sixers turn it over again. The Sixers a bit sloppy here in the early going as they took pretty good care of the basketball in the first half, limiting themselves to 8 turnovers.
Look at that last play where Hill got hit into the face, but he got hit by his own man.
You're watching 76ers basketball on Sports Channel.
Every score, every deal, every headline changes the world of sports. Sports Channel keeps you up to date with complete sports coverage from News Sport. Start your morning with News Sport Press Box, the first and last word on the day in sports. Move into the afternoon with News Sport Journal, the news show that brings you the other side of sports. And get ready for the evening sporting events with News Sport Tonight, the show that sets the stage for the national sports scene. News Sport Press Box, News Sport Journal, News Sport Tonight. 3 great reasons to make Sports Channel your source for sports news.
There are many ways to eat, but there's no wrong way to eat, as long as you eat right. Great tasting foods can be prepared so they're low in saturated fat and cholesterol, which will reduce your risk of high blood cholesterol and heart disease. So, eat right. Eat a low-fat diet. Good food, good for your heart. For free low-fat recipes, call 1-800-575-WELL.
8:56 to go in the third. Action just getting underway. A loose ball foul on the Pistons' Grant Hill. That is his second personal. As Scott Williams has come out of the game, we think for some minor shoe repair. Sean Bradley in to take his place. Weatherspoon cut off by Hill, and Mills the rebound. We forget that Grant Hill is an excellent defensive player, and right there, he beats Weatherspoon down the floor and jams for two more.
Tell you what, he did it on the defensive end, playing good, solid defense on Clarence Weatherspoon. Took a look at where the rebound was going to go, and then decided to sprint out. He was able to get a nice pass and take it in for the dunk. Guy was doing it on both ends, complete player.
'76ers take a 20-second timeout with 8:26 to go in the third, and the Pistons matching the largest lead of the game for either team at 7.
Nice bounce pass by Dumars to Hill. See, those types of passes work with the smaller guys, the more flexible guys, the athletes. You got a big guy running that little bounce pass that comes up knee high. That's not going to get picked up by a guy 7 foot tall.
Our first look at the new look Miami Heat. Tomorrow, Kevin Willis leads them in. For tickets, call 336-2000. All the action live at the Core State Spectrum beginning at 7:30. If you can't get out there, all the action on Prism at 7:30. And our pregame activities continue at, or actually start at 7 o'clock with Sixers tip-off. Malone double teamed for Wright with 5 to shoot. Sharon Wright with a good first half, picks up where he left off. Now he's got 8.
Now, if I'm a defensive player, and we've been able to watch Sharon enough here in the 6th game, I'm going to, on the left side, I'm going to force him to the middle. See what he can do coming to the middle. We know he can go baseline.
Bradley erases the fact that West got by Weatherspoon, but we have a foul coming up on the Sixers. Don't count the basket. It is on Bradley. And for Bradley now, 4 personal fouls. The only other stat that Sean has recorded tonight, 1 rebound.
Willie Burton checks in again.
63-58 Pistons. And Bradley comes out and is replaced by Burton. So Sharon Wright now moves to the middle. As again, Bradley is hamstrung by foul problems. Meantime, Mark West to the line.
One of the notes that I read on highs and lows in the NBA this year, most fouls committed been by this man right here, Sean Bradley.
Sixers down 5. Wright pins down West. Barros against Hunter. Now it's Sharon going to work. Turns baseline again. Weatherspoon, brilliant job to keep it alive off the offensive board. Barros for 3. And West the rebound. Hunter runs with Dumars and Hill. Good play by Barros to break up the pass intended for Grant Hill.
Just an awful play by Hunter.
Dana misses the 3. Burton from Weatherspoon. Out of bounds, last touch by the Pistons. Clarence Weatherspoon, very active off the offensive glass here in the 3rd quarter. Remarkably, Clarence yet to get double-figure rebounds in a game this year. As the Sixers work here with a fresh 24. They're down 63-58. 7 minutes to go in the 3rd quarter. Mills, a good job to reach around Wright. Another turnover on the 76ers. West against Wright, and he ties his season high with that bucket. 13 points now for Mark West at a 65-58 Detroit lead.
That's far too many points for Mark West. I mean, he's a nice player in the post, has a couple moves, but he's only averaged 7.5 points.
Willie Burton, who was 5 for 5 from beyond the arc, airballs that one. Hill charges into Burton. Don't count it. Offensive foul, Grant Hill.
Offensive foul on Detroit's Grant Hill. That's his third.
One good defensive play on one end by Hill. Burton hustles back, takes the charge there. The crowd doesn't like it, but it was a good defensive play on both ends. We have a timeout. 6:21 to go. Sixers find themselves down by 7.
In today's high-pressure world of messages, faxes, and mind-numbing meetings, here are some appointments you can look forward to. El Dorado with the North Star system by Cadillac. Now only $499 a month for 24 months and $2,900 down. So when the corner office has you feeling cornered, El Dorado can put fast relief well within your reach. See your Cadillac Super Network dealers.
You can use a bat and a glove, a skate and a stick, a club and a putter, or a racket and a net. You can play with big orange balls, small hard balls, fuzzy bouncy balls, tiny dimpled balls, pointy brown balls, or no balls at all. You can move on rubber soles or rubber spikes or rubber wheels. You can compete with the best and you can win. And when you want to see it all, you can watch Sports Channel. 24 hours of the best sports from the region and the world. Sports Channel. Use it for all the sports in your life.
Coming up on Prism tomorrow night, live from the Core State Spectrum, the new look Miami Heat. And then on Thursday, join us for the newest Eagles show on television, Inside the Eagles with Howard Eskin. And then coming up on Friday, Pooh Richardson and the LA Clippers at the Core State Spectrum. That starts at 7:30 as well. Some good sports coming up on Prism to round out your week. Well, for the late 80s, they were known, quite simply, as the Bad Boys, ruling the NBA by bruising the body.
And take a look, couple championship flags there. And there's only one player left from those championship days that Detroit had in the late 80s, and that's Joe Dumars. We talked about Joe a number of times tonight. There's a look at Joe, number 4. His number will be in the rafters one of these days when he goes along with Bob Lanier, Dave Bing, Benny Johnson.
Pistons with 7 new players just from last year alone. In fact, all but 2 of their players are new from 2 years ago. Billy McKinney, the vice president of basketball operations, when he arrived here on the scene, said, "Hey, I got 8 players here who are over 30 and their skills are eroding." And he has really rejuvenated this roster. Weatherspoon moves on Mills. Burton, offensive rebound, hacked in the act, and he goes to the line. Foul's on Mark West. Only the first personal on West.
I'll tell you what, I like this lineup. Out of any of the lineups that I've seen John Lucas throw out on the court, this is the lineup I like the best. It gives him the flexibility to full court, half court trap if he elects to. He's got some offensive rebounding if Willie wants to go to the offensive boards. He's wiry, he's got good leap. He can get up and get those offensive rebounds along with Spoon and Wright. They can play a little D too. They're not very big. They're not going to block many shots. And against the Detroit Pistons, I think this lineup will work. Against some of the other teams, might not be able to work as well.
Wright fouls West. And for Sharon, just his first personal. 76ers with 3 team fouls. Pistons with only 2. And we have 5:48 remaining here in the third. Detroit working with a fresh 24. Hill isolated on Burton. And this takes some of the pressure defensively off of Clarence Weatherspoon. What was I just saying?
Well, I'll tell you what, we've talked about that quick first step of Hill's, and it was a slow crossover, and then all of a sudden a burst, and he was by Burton.
As I was saying it, I was taking it all back. As Malone misses, but he's fouled on the perimeter.
Detroit's Terry Mills. That's his third. The team's third.
3 personals now on Terry Mills. He has some hops, doesn't he?
He really does. We missed the quick first step, but I'll tell you what, he exploded to the basket.
Hill started off with an 0 for 6. Now has made 6 of his last 8 shots. And he has 14 in the game. Malone, the uncharacteristic miss. Sixers down 7. 5:13 to go in the third. Good play by Hill to get up and break it loose. Weatherspoon, Burton, and finally Barros. Weatherspoon moves on Mills and over West and draws the foul. And Clarence with a chance at the three-point play. It's going to be on Mark West, and that's his second personal.
Spoon freezes Mills by. Oh, that was a good move by. I don't know if he got hit. West didn't think so, but Spoon was able to freeze Mills with that little pump fake. That enabled Spoon to get around on the drive.
Clarence now with 13. The third Sixer into double figures. Burton leading all scorers in the game with his 18 off the bench, 17 of those coming in the first half. As Mills wants Weatherspoon. He has 4 inches on him. Hits Hunter with a pass. Lindsey can't handle it. A turnover on Detroit. With the Sixers down 4 and 4.5 to play in the third. Burton, the step on Hill. Grant with the block from behind. Somehow he caught up and made the play.
That's the second tremendous defensive play he has had tonight. One in the first half, one here in the second half. That quickness can make up for an awful lot of mistakes.
They swing for a Hunter 3. Lindsey gets it back. And gets to it. Hunter with 9 in the game. And the 76ers down 6 again. And a timeout on the floor. Called by the 76ers. And the injured Sixer. We'll try to see who it is at the other end of the floor. Mike Abdenor tending to him. Is it Willie Burton? No, he's on the bench. But we can't see from here all this action happening in front of the Detroit bench, which is opposite of us. I'm just trying to determine if Sharon Wright. As we determine from process of elimination by looking at the Sixer bench, who is on the floor now for the Sixers. We're going to try to pick up what happened to Sharon Wright as Lindsey Hunter took the 3.
Wright's going for the block. Now let's see what happens. Comes down on his ankle, right there on his foot. He twists his ankle, comes down. Oh, does that hurt?
Left ankle.
Yep, that hurts. Anytime you come down on somebody's foot like that and twist your ankle. Ouch.
Tony Harris, former 76er trainer. He and Mike Abdenor actually traded jobs the same year, a couple of years ago.
Traded trainers even up.
Yeah, no draft picks,
nothing.
Sharon Wright, the rookie out of Clemson. And that's the left ankle being tended to by Mike Abdenor. Mike, by the way, now in his 20th NBA season. Alan Lumpkin, the 76ers equipment manager, also there to try to provide some assistance for Sharon. We have 3:55 to go in the third, and the Pistons leading 69-63. It's been a good game, a close game. The largest lead in the game for Detroit, 8. For the 76ers, 7. Join us tomorrow night, Wednesday, from the Coors State Spectrum. The Miami Heat coming in. Kevin Willis, as that Heat roster has really been revamped. And you'll get your first look at the new Heat tomorrow. And then on Friday, the Los Angeles Clippers with Pooh Richardson. Then the 76ers with a rare weekend off before they take on the New look Atlanta Hawks. Tuesday, that'll be at the Omni. All the action live on Sports Channel as the Hawks and the Heat made a major trade involving, among others, Grant Long, Steve Smith. Once again, a look at Sharon Wright, who was hustling out to get Lindsey Hunter, who was shooting from three-point territory. And as Wright landed, watch his left foot land on the foot of Lindsey Hunter.
Watch him come down. He's going to land right on the right foot of Lindsey Hunter. Oh,
and you know, Sharon's a tough kid.
Hey, I don't care how tough you are. You come down from that height on somebody's foot. That hurts.
Mm-hmm. We'll be back with more right after this.
Every score, every deal, every headline changes the world of sports. Sports Channel keeps you up to date with complete sports coverage from News Sport. Start your morning with News Sport Press Box, the first and last word on the day in sports. Move into the afternoon with News Sport Journal, the news show that brings you the other side of sports. And get ready for the evening sporting events with News Sport Tonight, the show that sets the stage for the national sports scene. News Sport Press Box, News Sport Journal, News Sport Tonight. 3 great reasons to make Sports Channel your source for sports news.
There are many ways to eat, but there's no wrong way to eat, as long as you eat right. Great tasting foods can be prepared so they're low in saturated fat and cholesterol, which will reduce your risk of high blood cholesterol and heart disease. So, eat right. Eat a low-fat diet. Good food, good for your heart. For free low-fat recipes, call 1-800-575-WELL.
Action resuming at the Palace. Sharon Wright wheeled off in a wheelchair. Scott Williams in to take his place. Weatherspoon fouled on his way to the hoop.
Foul on Detroit's Mark West.
Mark West is called for the foul. That's his third.
Situation.
And the Pistons in the penalty as Weatherspoon to the line.
Players Weatherspoon at the line.
Weatherspoon, his first miss from the foul line tonight. Clarence with 13 points and 6 rebounds.
Remember at the start of this game when Spoon hit his first couple shots, and I said, continue to go with him, continue to go with him. Spoon now 5 of 12. You want to go to the well until that well runs dry. I don't care when it is, whether it's the beginning of the game, the middle of the game, or the end of the game. Continue to go to him. Spoon's a little out of rhythm now.
76ers get called for the illegal defense. 1 on each team tonight. As John Lucas shorthanded with Sharon Wright being taken off with 3:55 left in this third quarter. Pistons working with a fresh 24. Dumars posting on Malone. Hits Hill!
Joe Dumars taking over the post position for the Detroit Pistons on that particular play. Found the slicing Hill for the easy one.
Burton slices and banks 2 in. And for Willie, another field goal, and he has 20 in the game. And that by far a season high for him. West. West with a terrific night tonight, 15 points and 8 rebounds. And the Pistons are back up 7 again. Williams given room. Burton over the shoulders of Mills. He commits the foul. Only the first on Willie Burton. Oliver Miller's come back into the game for Detroit, taking the place of Mark West, who gets a well-deserved rest. Miller himself had to sit early with some personal foul problems. He has 2. As Malone and Dumars contending once again. Terry Mills, the 3-pointer. And For Mills, he has 13. 4 Pistons in the double figures. Their first double-digit lead at 10. 76-66 with less than 2 to play now in the third. Barros. Burton, another rebound. A cold night tonight for Dana as Burton is blocked by Miller, an excellent shot blocker. Ball goes out of bounds and the Sixers will retain possession.
You know, you take a look at Miller and say, okay, 310, 315 pounds, whatever he is. He still has some pretty good hops on him. He's got those extremely long arms, so you don't think a guy 6'9" is going to block your shot, but once he goes up and gets those arms extended, he can block some shots. You take a look at what he's done so far this year. He's 6th in the league, blocking 3 shots per game.
Barros, who has struggled tonight, 2 for 9, leaves it for Malone. Jeff now an even 50% from the field, and he has 15 in the game.
Which is right on his average. That's coming into tonight's game. He was shooting 50% as well. That's great considering where he shoots from all the time.
Hunter thinks 3, drives instead for 2. Williams the miss.
Every once in a while, Hunter will show a flash of brilliance, and then all of a sudden he comes in, he'll miss the layup like that.
Dana trying to heat up now with 5 in the game. 2 for 9 shooting on the evening for Barros, who this year shooting 52% from the field. Sixers have it down to 6. And again, they go Dumars in the post against Malone. Joe goes to work and draws the foul. Willie Burton is called.
Situation.
And with the Pistons leading by 6, Joe Dumars to the line.
Joe Dumars at the line.
Dumars, a member of Dream Team 2 over the summer, 31 years old. Now with 12 in the game. Needs 27 for 12,000. You know, he scored 40 last week against Minnesota when he had those 10 threes.
Yep.
And they were all 3-pointers and foul shots. He had 10 threes and 10 foul shots.
Nothing wrong with that.
For 40 points.
Nothing wrong with that. Last couple years, I thought Joe lost a little concentration out there. You know, you win a couple championships. It's hard to maintain that high level of concentration for a long period of time. Detroit did it with the Pistons. They've done it for a long time. But the last couple years, Joe has just lost a little bit. I think with this youthful team they have now, I think Joe is back a little bit with his concentration.
Sixers turn it over here with the over and back. Shot clock is unplugged. 16 seconds to go here in the third quarter. The Pistons up 8, 78-70. Mills, Weatherspoon the steal. Barros in a race. Burton tried to slam it back, and that'll do it. Don't count that one.
That's it. The third quarter.
3 quarters complete for the Palace of Auburn Hills, as Grant Hill has shaken off a slow start to get back into it, and the Sixers try to get back into it, down 8. Fourth quarter coming up. It's the Pistons 78, the Sixers 70. You're watching 76ers basketball on Sports Channel. More coming up for the Palace of Auburn Hills right after this.
Runs, if it swings, if it jams, if it skates, if it spikes, if it slides, if it accelerates, if it hits and hits and hits, if it birdies, if it receives, if it kicks, if it serves, if it competes, if it scores and scores and scores and scores and scores, then it must be Sports Channel. 24 hours of the best sports from the region and the world. If it's sports, then it must be Sports Channel.
My father, Ray Fredericksdorf, was a police officer. He was killed in the line of duty. Thanks to your support of the Hero Scholarship Show, I attend Drexel University.
And my father, Bernard McSlay, was a firefighter. He was killed in the line of duty. I'm going to college thanks to the Hero Scholarship Show.
The Hero Scholarship Show at the Philadelphia Civic Center, November 19th and 20th. For tickets, call 686-3400.
Over the years, some pretty hungry folks have stopped by my place.
The Mega Meal from KFC is back.
That's like Mega Meal.
Your choice of chicken, a ton of side dishes, even a whole pie, all just $14.99. And this week, get a Tasma.
Oh, handsome little devil.
Just $1.99 with every Mega Meal. Collect all 4. The Mega Meal from KFC. Enough food to feed your whole family. Or one Tasmanian devil.
Sinus sufferers, how come your pill doesn't relieve sinus pressure 24 hours? Effidac 24 does. Other pills last 6 hours or 12, but one Effidac relieves 24 hours. Effidac. Keep sinus pressure from coming back.
These people are reducing their risk of heart attack and taking steps toward a healthier life. You can too. Join in the American Heart Walk. Call 1-800-AHA-USA1 and help millions of others walk away from heart disease.
3 quarters complete as the 76ers have 8 points to make up on the Pistons. And John Lucas has to think about how to win now without Sharon Wright.
Sharon Wright spraining his ankle severely, it looks like, as he comes down on the right foot of Hunter. They had to carry him off the court from that point.
Well, we will wait an official diagnosis from the 76ers and Mike Abdenor on Sharon Wright, who went out with 3:55 to go in the 3rd quarter. Back to live action. Johnny Dawkins, Mark Macon, now in the Piston backcourt. This is Macon trying to find Miller, who goes against Scott Williams. Once a matchup in the finals. Phoenix played Chicago. Opening moments, 4th quarter. Weatherspoon and Mills collide, and Terry gets called. 4 personals on Mills. Sean Bradley on the 76er bench with 4. Sean has been shackled by foul problems all night long.
Well, basically all year as well. I mean, he's leading the league in fouls committed with 29. He has 4 tonight. He's averaging almost, 5 per game. That's far too many.
Willie Burton for 3. That is his 6th tray of this evening. Burton with 23 off the Sixer bench as they get to within 5.
Tim Perry had 7 last year. 7 of 15 from the floor. Tim was at one point. Oh, the quick spin on the baseline by Hill. Hill now with 18 points. He hasn't been held under 20 all year.
Pistons knock it out of bounds. Bill Curley comes back in for the Pistons. Terry Mills takes a blow with his 4 personal fouls.
So he'll miss his first 6 shots. Now he's 8 of 17, so he's gone 8 for 11.
Weatherspoon and Curley, and it's Curley fronting Clarence. So they work it another way. And Spoon jams the alley-oop. Clarence with 16 in the game. And the Sixers trail by 5. Officially Wright with a sprained left ankle. As Hill gets 2 more, he has 20 once again.
Tremendous offensive potential.
Wright is being taken to the hospital for precautionary x-rays. But the preliminary diagnosis is an ankle sprain. Weatherspoon isolated on Curley. Williams was tugging at Grant Hill's pants. Eventually the foul committed by Burton. That was pretty funny. Scott Williams almost trying to hang on to the Hill Express by grabbing onto Grant's pants. Whoa, get back here.
An old veteran move there, huh?
Yeah, but usually do that in the post where nobody can see it, don't
I know.
Good spot, Hill for Curley. Muscles up and in for 2. BC rookie with 4 in the game. And suddenly the Pistons are back up 9. A Detroit run has them leading 84-75.
The #1 truck in America gets even better in 1995.
Bad to the bone,
The Ford F-Series, the #1 truck for 17 straight years, has more repeat buyers. Plus, F-Series has a driver's side airbag standard. And F-Series has more styles and models to choose from. That's why there are more F-Series still on the road than any other make.
Bad to the bone.
For $229 per month, the F-150 is a lot of truck at your Quality Plus Ford dealer, the Truck Authority.
We've been called a lot of things.
Whippersnappers.
Dreamers. Prosperous.
Never.
So until
The book deal
or the movie deal hits.
We remember two things.
Call Everybody Collect.
And
know the code.
Yeah.
Know the code. 1-800-CALL-ATT. It costs less than 1-800-COLLECT.
Always.
Now the people we call
might call us
thrifty.
Want a price that's always lower than 1-800-COLLECT? Know the code. Dial 1-800-CALLATT.
your true voice.
Join us, one and all, this coming Friday at the Coors State Spectrum for a God and Country Night. That follows the 76ers against Pooh Richardson and the Los Angeles Clippers. Game time is at 7:30. For ticket information, give the 76ers a call at 215-336-2000. That's 336-2000 for tickets.
And now our AT&T long distance shot. Guess who?
William Burton.
Yes. That'd be a pretty good choice, wouldn't it? Willie Burton was 7-3 so far tonight.
He had been 2 for 7 coming in from three-point territory.
You know, you take a look at Willie. I think his first couple of games, he had about 10 days off prior to joining the Philadelphia 76ers. You can see that with each game and each practice, he's gaining a lot more confidence and he's getting in his rhythm as far as shooting the basketball is concerned.
Well, Burton tries to rub off Curley on a screen. And Curley commits the fouls. They try to set Weatherspoon up in the post. Grant Hill did pretty well after the first quarter, didn't he?
7 of 10, 5 boards, 14 points. Started out 2 for 8.
Weatherspoon draws the double. It's Miller, the doubling man, who comes up with a steal.
That's the long arms of Miller, just reaching up and making the steal.
Dawkins doubled out there by Spoon and Barros. Sixers very aggressive now with Jaren Jackson in the game for defensive purposes as he rides Make into the goal, and Jaren commits the foul. The newest 76er with his second personal. Jackson was signed yesterday by the club after Lloyd Daniels was waived. This is his 5th NBA team in 5 years.
I'll tell you what, Lloyd Daniels was really stroking the ball well up at training camp and all through preseason. And all of a sudden, his shot just went south on him. Consequently, he found himself trying to find the shot somewhere, going south, trying to find that shot. But 76ers think they have a good find here in Jackson.
Lloyd averaged 4 points a game, but shot 33%. 84-75 Pistons. Jackson takes Macon, follows and scores. Jaren, his first field goal as a Sixer. The 76ers down 7, but a lot of time remaining in this one. This is Hill playing the point small forward, immediately draws the double. Curley left open. One thing he could do is hit the jumper. Nice follow-up there by Oliver Miller, who was unimpeded.
Tell you what, once he gets positioned down low, you're not going to move him out of there. Although Charles Barkley said about him last year, he just hasn't made the commitment to be a good, solid basketball player.
That's quite a statement from a guy who is Oliver Miller's idol.
The round mound of rebound, Charles Barkley, as he was affectionately known in Philadelphia when he first came in, or the round mound of pizza pie, depending on who you're talking to. Shouldn't really be talking about Oliver Miller, but there's Oliver Miller now. I'd like to see him about 30 pounds lighter, though. See what kind of player he could become.
Barrows for 3. Weatherspoon. Again. Clarence with real tenacity off the offensive glass earns a trip to the line. Foul coming up on Curley. That's his third.
Shot goes up. And who's in there on the offensive boards? Jared comes in and taps it over to Clarence Weatherspoon. Takes it out of Curley's hands, a spin. He misses it from point-blank range, but he stays there. As you said, tenacity pays off. Spoon will go the line. Try to make another one to cut this lead down to 7 if he can.
Clarence averaging 18 and 6. He's got that right now. Make it 20 as he cans both free throws. 7 minutes to play, fourth quarter. 76ers down 7. Looking to steal this one from the Pistons as Dumars and Jackson struggle along the baseline, and Jaron is called. Three personals on him. And the Sixers with 3 team fouls. Sixers with one more to take here with 6:52 to play. Fourth quarter. And the Pistons working with a fresh 24. Jackson contending with Dumars again, and Jaron commits the foul.
Philadelphia foul on Jared Jackson. That's his third. The team's
Joe just trying to bump his way down into a position where he can shoot the ball. Right on the reach around. Jaron called for the foul. That's 4 on the Sixers.
And Burton prowls the passing lanes. He'll beat Curley for 2. Willie Burton, a magnificent performance off the bench, now with 25 points in the game. And the Pistons, in turn, turn it over.
Good defense by Clarence Weatherspoon on a 2-on-1 situation. But anytime you find yourself 2-on-1, as Macon did there, I think you got to look for the shot instead of trying to get that wraparound pass that a lot of times won't make it there.
Burton finds Weatherspoon. Williams, the step on Miller. And Oliver blocks the shot. Nice play by Miller for his third block of the night. Dumars. Miller the loose ball. Pistons work with a fresh 24. Pistons with an 8 rebound advantage on the night. And John Lucas responding with Sean Bradley, hoping that he can get some boards from him. Finally, Burton has it for the Sixers. Fans calling for a travel, they don't get it. Miller knocks it away, and finally Dumars and Miller will usher it up the floor. And what a play by Miller by Burton to impede Miller as he went for that layup. Ball goes out of bounds, and the Sixers will take possession, and we have a timeout on the floor. What a scramble there as Burton, who's been active all night long, was able to keep Miller from getting the easy 2.
Take a look at this pass here by Dumars, and then the great hustle coming from the rear by Burton. Tremendous block. And Miller says, I can't believe you didn't make the call, but I'll tell you what, good hustle by Burton. We'll be back. Sixers down by 5.
The secret to a strong finish is endurance. High endurance from Old Spice. All day long it proves it's the longest lasting, hardest working, the best deodorant stick. It evaporates less quickly. It also lasts longer, protects better. Now that's endurance. For the longest lasting, hardest working, the best deodorant stick, demand proof. Get high endurance from Old Spice. You won't go far without it.
This holiday season, while you're shopping, we'll be dropping a ton of money in the Discover Card Big Payback. Now, every time you use your card, you're automatically entered in our holiday sweepstakes. The more you shop, the more chances you have to win. Weekly bonus prizes of $50,000 or land the ultimate $1 million grand prize. It pays to discover. The card with the big payback.
In our British Airways flight around the league, the Sonics looking to win at the Meadowlands, Atlanta leading Boston at home, Orlando looking for revenge after losing opening night at Washington, Miami at the Core State Spectrum tomorrow night leading Dallas, Cleveland leading at the Gund Arena, Milwaukee and Indiana still in the first quarter. Sacramento and Houston, remember the Rockets are unbeaten, Phoenix, Portland, San Antonio, Denver. The Nuggets playing well with Robert Pack at the point, Minnesota Golden State, and an intra-city squabble. The Lakers and the Clippers coming up later on.
Just a look at that last play once again. Good double team by Detroit. Joe Dumars picks up the loose ball. He's going to take the ball up nonchalantly to Miller, and Miller doesn't take the ball strong to the hoop. Willie Burton hustles back defensively. Makes a tremendous defensive play. That's twice now we've seen Willie Burton. He took the charge against Hill, now all of a sudden hustle back to get the block.
Sixers down 5 with the ball. Just over 5 minutes and counting here as Dawkins, trying for the steal, fouls Dana Barros.
JD almost gets the strip. JD was timing that perfectly. Dana Barros doing a little hop, hop, hop. JD almost timed it.
Pistons with 14 fouls. Sixers shooting from here on in as Burton is fouled by Miller as he makes his move.
And that's a mismatch in favor of the Philadelphia 76ers. Willie Burton with a quick first step. Miller cannot stay with Burton. Right there's the bump. Come back to that play once again. See if you can get that same mismatch.
Sixers down 3 with 5 minutes even to go in the fourth, 88-85. Dumars against Jackson, has it now. Barros into double. Miller kicks. Dumars for 2.
How many times have you seen Joe Dumars down the stretch hit a big shot?
Many.
Absolutely.
90-85 Detroit. Barros for 3. Hill the rebound. Grant with 27 rebounds, 5 assists. Who knows what else? The Pistons up 5 with the ball, and Burton tugs at his shorts and goes to work again. Dumars over Jackson. Well, say what you want about Grant Hill, it's still his team.
Joe's just running it for the next couple years until Grant is ready for it.
Miller fronts Weatherspoon, and Oliver hates it anytime a whistle's blown. Gets called for the foul.
Time for Don Chaney to get Miller out of the way. Bring back West if he can. Miller's getting a little mad. The technical foul was called on Miller for trying to show up the referee. You can't do that.
So the Sixers can eat into the lead here significantly. They are down 7. Jaren Jackson goes out, and Jeff Malone comes back in. Jackson did what he could against Joe Dumars, the seasoned pro who has given the Pistons some big buckets here in the fourth. Now Weatherspoon to the line after the foul on Miller. Clarence 7 for 8 from the line tonight. He has 21 in the game. Burton, by the way, with 27, 1 off of his career high. As Spoon goes 1 of 2. 92-87, 3:45 to go here in the fourth. Hill given room. Gets Bradley and Burton to commit, and he scores. The Sixers dared him to drive, and he did. Hill with 22 in the game. Malone for 3, yeah, right off the bench. Nothing but net for Jeff Malone. Malone with 18, Sixers down 4, 3:10 and counting in the fourth. And an offensive foul on Joe Dumars, trying to rid himself of his defender, Jeff Malone. Only the first personal on Dumars. And we have a timeout here at the Palace. Well-played game here at Auburn Hills. The Pistons leading it as we come down the stretch.
We've been called a lot of things.
Whippersnappers!
Dreamers! Prosperous?
Never!
So until
The book deal.
or the movie deal hits.
We remember two things.
Call everybody collect.
And
Know the code.
Yeah.
Know the code. 1-800-CALL-ATT. It costs less than 1-800-COLLECT.
Always.
now the people we call
Might call us
Thrifty.
Want a price that's always lower than 1-800-COLLECT? Know the code. Dial 1-800-CALLATT.
your true voice.
If it runs, if it swings, if it jams, if it skates, if it spikes, if it slides, if it accelerates, if it hits and hits and hits, if it birdies, if it receives, if it kicks, if it serves, if it competes, if it scores and scores and scores and scores and scores, then it must be Sports Channel. 24 hours of the best sports from the region and the world. If it's sports, then it must be Sports Channel.
Pistons leading the Sixers, 3:08 to play, as the Sixers have dialed long distance tonight with success.
They certainly have. They've knocked down 8 3-pointers so far. But take a look at this guy right here. Joe Dumars hits a big shot, just squares up and knocks down the 18-footer on Jackson. But down on the other end, Jeff Malone comes off a nice screen by Spoon, finds himself wide open. Miller a little slow coming out to defend. The nice rise, the quick release by Jeff, and the Sixers to within 4.
Malone 7 of 13 from the field, 18 points. Coming in, the Sixers leading scorer at 20 a game. Coming off a 30-point performance against Orlando at the Core State Spectrum on Saturday night. Barros against Dawkins. Bradley remains in the game. Out of the huddle, they try to work Malone. Freed after the double team is Weatherspoon, who, if he gets it in, gets 2 more. Instead, he'll go to the line. Pistons really knew what the Sixers were doing out of the huddle, which was to set up Jeff Malone.
Yeah, but take a look. Jeff Malone was being double teamed without the basketball. They found Spoon wide open, who took it strong to the hoop. He was fouled. Spoon last time up made 1 of 2 from the free throw line. This time he drops down the first one to pull the Sixers to within 3 with 2:51 to go.
The foul on Terry Mills, by the way, is his 5th. 2 from the line for the Sixers. They're down 2 with 2:51 to go in the 4th. Dawkins in the game here for Lindsey Hunter in the waning moments. Malone right on Dumars along the baseline. Now it's Hill with Burton. Good look for Miller, blocked by Weatherspoon. Miller again blocked by Bradley, and a foul.
On Philadelphia's number 70.
It is on Bradley. And for Sean, that's his 5th personal.
Good block by Spoon.
Oliver Miller at the line. He'll shoot 2.
No question. Number 5 on Sean, as Miller was able to get his own miss, take it right back up.
Miller only an 18% shooter at the free throw line coming in. And the Pistons looking for goaltending against Sean Bradley.
You believe that? 2 for 11 from the free throw line.
The Sixers down 3, but they turn it over. They have Mills against Weatherspoon. Through the legs of Hill, but Dumars saves the day. 6 to shoot. Dumars for 3. Miller the rebound. Fresh 24 with 2 minutes. 2 minutes remaining now in the 4th. The Pistons 95, 76ers 92. Dumars hit by Malone and a foul. Third personal on Jeff. Both teams in the penalty. And Lindsey Hunter comes back into the game, replacing Johnny Dawkins. And it is Dumars to the line, shooting 82%.
That's the guy you want at the line if you're the Detroit Pistons at the end of a ball game. Mr. Clutch.
Pistons are up 5, 97-92. This 24-second clock brought to you by Effidac, the first cold tablet for consistent 24-hour relief. Dumars the steal, fouled by Malone. And Joe doing what he has done to many teams throughout his career, now in its 10th season.
Dana Barros with the pass. Sean Bradley's not even looking at the basketball. In situations like that, if you're going to go down and pick, you still have to look at the basketball. Sean Bradley just kind of ducked out of the way and went right in the hands of Joe Dumars, who took it down court. Sean definitely not into this game tonight.
1:37 remaining in the fourth. The Pistons by 5. First miss of the night for Joe Dumars.
I remember growing up, the one time that I was trying to do the same thing, but I was on a fast break, and my brother threw the ball at me and missed my head by about an inch, right? And he said, next time I don't want you to ever turn your head on the basketball. So the next time I turned my head on the basketball, boom, I got hit right in the side of the head. He said, don't ever turn your head on the basketball. That's what they should have done with Sean right there. Wake him up a little bit.
Pistons lead it by 6. Sixers with the ball when we return.
If it's savings, it's simple. Escort, America's #1 selling small car. At only $199 a month and 4 models to choose from, Ford Escort lets you hang on to the green stuff. And the great gas mileage and low cost of ownership keep you out of the red. What to drive in 95? It's as simple as choosing a color. See the 95 Escort at your Quality Plus Ford dealer today and tell them what your favorite color is.
Not enough relief from your cold pill? Your pill doesn't work long enough. Only Effidac works 24 hours. Other pills last 6 hours or 12. One Effidac relieves colds 24 hours. Effidac 24. Enough cold relief for 24 hours.
These people are reducing their risk of heart attack and taking steps toward a healthier life. You can too. For more information, call your American Heart Association and find out how you can help walk away from heart disease.
Pistons by 6, $1:37 to go in the fourth, and now our Bud play of the game.
Grant Hill he's going to complete this one. Nice bounce pass by Joe Dumars. Good pickup by Hill as well, and he goes in and throws it through.
How about this for a guy who started off slowly? The rookie, 22 points, 7 rebounds, 6 assists, 2 blocks, 1 steal. The stat sheet bulges at the line of Grant Hill.
How many guys in the league can fill up a stat sheet?
We saw one with Washington, Tom Gugliotta. You're ready to mention him?
This guy here, no question about it. He's going to fill him up for years to come here.
Sixers down 98-92. Willie Burton, 1 away from his career high, and a tremendous night tonight. Will inbound the basketball for the Sixers. Barros against the second-year man Hunter. Burton with Hill on him. Willie for 3, not that time, and Miller the rebound. .115 and counting. Sixers need a stop. Barros on Hunter. Here goes Hill. Malone had that lob snuffed out. Dumars. Rebound to Weatherspoon. Minute to play. Sixers down by 6. Weatherspoon, yeah.
On the quick basket, the Sixers on the rebound, pushing it up. Not wasting a whole lot of time, pull themselves to within 4.
And Clarence with 25 in the game. Pistons looking to use some clock. That's the fourth quarter clock on your screen. 6 to shoot. Miller, Hill, the drive. Bradley the rebound. Sixers down 4. Lucas carrying the Sixers across midcourt. Barros all the way, unimpeded for 2 more. 98-96.
Pick up full court.
Shot clock is turned off, and the Sixers foul.
Foul. Philadelphia's number 35, Clarence Weatherspoon.
Clarence Weatherspoon is called
Penalty situation.
with 18.6 remaining here in the fourth quarter.
Terry Mills going to the line, shooting almost 83% on the year.
Terry Mills at the line will shoot 1 plus the penalty.
Sixers need him to miss at least 1. And now it's a 3-point game. That's it. Sixers need a 3 to tie with 18.1 to go. John Lucas will try to outline some sort of play with what I'm sure will have multiple options to it to allow a 76er to get a 3 and tie this thing up. The Sixers have done well from beyond the arc tonight.
Oh, no question about it. When you take a look at what they've done, they've knocked down 8 threes so far tonight. The guys you want to go to, Willie Burton and Dana Barros, as far as the 3-pointers are concerned. Those would be your 2 main guys. Jeff Malone can step out, but his percentages go down a little bit. He's 4 for 10 on the year, but your 2 main guys will be Willie and Dana. Your third option here will be Jeff Malone. Dana on that last drive, getting around Sean Bradley. Pistons a little slow coming over, but they didn't want to foul in that situation either. On the quick burst right there, as Hunter stopped, thought he was going to get some help from Miller, but you can't depend on your teammates. Sometimes coming down the stretch, you have to do some of the hard work yourself, and Hunter fell into the screen by Sean Bradley, and that opened it right up.
Well, let's reset the game for you. 18.1 remaining in the fourth. It's the Pistons 99, the 76ers 96. The Sixers' last lead came way back in the second quarter. In case you're just joining us, in the third quarter, with 3:55 to go, Lindsey Hunter was trying a 3-point shot at that left basket from the left wing, and Sharon Wright came out to defend from underneath, and his left ankle landed on Lindsey's right foot. And Sharon was taken to the hospital with a sprained left ankle. The trip to the hospital for precautionary x-rays. Dumars leads the Pistons onto the floor with Hunter in the backcourt, Hill, Mills, and Miller in the middle.
Sixers have 1 timeout remaining. Just in case they can't get the basketball in, they can get that 1 extra timeout called.
John Lucas has Barros, Weatherspoon, Burton, Malone, and Bradley. Sixers need a 3 to tie as Miller goggles off, comes to the sideline now, and Macon comes on to guard Willie Burton.
The one thing keep in mind with 18.1 to go, you can get a quick 2, or you try to look for Clarence Weatherspoon or Sean Bradley. That'll leave you with about 15 seconds to go. Then you can put the full court trap on. If you don't get the quick steal, then you go with the foul. Plenty of time left in this game.
Barros triggers for Bradley. Dana to the hoop, had it blocked. Bradley follows and scores. So the Sixers get 2 to draw to within 1. They do not go for the tray with 13.5 to go, and now a foul coming up.
Detroit takes a timeout.
And we have a timeout called by the Pistons with 13.5 seconds to go in the fourth.
Here's the quick 2 right here. Dana trying to get to the hoop. Sean Bradley right there catches it in midair and goes right up with, kisses off the glass. 13.5 to go.
There was, I should interject, no foul on the call. The Pistons just took possession and called timeout with 13.5 to go.
Absolutely. They tried to get the ball in quickly. There was nobody to be found, so they called the timeout.
What do you think of that decision to go for two?
Well, after I get that sneeze out of my system.
Sorry about that, partner. I didn't realize it. It's my fault you have the call to begin.
I know. But, you know, you're 13 and a half to go. You find yourself down by one. Once again, you go with the full court trap or wherever they're going to take the ball out at. And if you don't get the ball immediately, I think you have to foul. Now, John still has one timeout left. So keep that in mind, too. After a free throw or whatever, they can take the timeout and set it up. Or maybe you just set up a quick play right here. Off the made free throw. People are expecting you to call that last timeout. Go ahead and push it up real quick if you want to. Catch a team off guard.
Here you see Casey Jones next to Joe Dumars. Casey has so many rings, he should share a couple with you, Steve. He's got 12 as either a player, a coach, or an assistant. 62 years old, or maybe we should say years young, helping out Don Chaney, who's 48. Grant Hill, who's, what, about 22 or 23? Hill will trigger the play, and Bradley will cover him with 13.5 to go here in the fourth. A delay of game as Bradley needs to give Hill a minimum amount of room. And Sean with the wingspan against Hill. And it's stolen by Weatherspoon and retaken. Now Bradley on the floor, and they're going to jump it up. Bradley and either Mills or Dumars. Mills at 6'10", Joe at 6'3", and Sean the well-advertised 7'6".
Clarence Weatherspoon doing a good job of overplaying Mills right there as the bounce pass comes in. Spoon almost has the steal. Terry Mills with the little push. Sean Bradley hustling on the floor to get the loose ball. It's a scrum right there at half court. There's a wet spot there, so everybody has a chance to regroup a little bit.
Clarence on the play thought he was fouled.
Well, he was. I thought he was pushed too by Mills.
And we will jump it between Mills and Bradley.
Mark Macon checks back into the Detroit.
Mark Macon has come back into the game for Detroit.
9.9 to go. Sixers still have a timeout left.
Mills at 6'10", Bradley at 7'6". Fortunately for the Pistons, it's not Dumars in there. Bradley taps it twice and gets it. Timeout. 7.3 to go. Sixers with a chance to steal this one here at the Palace of Auburn Hills as Sean Bradley, saddled with foul problems all night long, gets it a very important jump ball there. And now the Sixers with a chance to win it. Be the coach, Steve Vince. Tell me what you do.
You know, it's interesting because all of a sudden now let's see who's going to be in the ballgame. I mean, you got your scores in there. You have your shooters, 7.3. You got enough time, as Dana did last time, to take the ball strong to the hoop. You only need a basket. You only need to get fouled. Pistons they're over the limit. So you got Dana Barros who can hit the three. He can get the quick shot off. Jeff Malone can come around the screen. He can catch and pop, but keep in mind, 7.3, you got plenty of time to take the ball to the hoop as well. You go immediately down the Spoon if you can find him in the low post.
Burton has 27 to lead all the Sixers scorers, including 17 in the first half, and a wild night from beyond the arc. Weatherspoon, fully recovered from his two-point performance, is 25. Barros has 10, although his shooting has not been good tonight. He's 4 for 15, and Malone in double figures as usual with 18. Bradley has had sporadic playing minutes tonight because of foul problems. In fact, he has 5 personals right now. John Lucas looking for his first road win and his first victory since last Wednesday when they won virtually at the buzzer on a Dana Barros layup against the Washington Bullets.
Let's see how they line up here. Line up in the line, you're going to have somebody cutting to the ball, probably be Jeff Malone doing a little circle move maybe. Dana Barros pops straight out.
And if it's Malone, he'll have an excellent defender on him in Dumars. Burton, unguarded, triggers the play. Bradley helps Burton. Sean puts it on the floor. Weatherspoon, if it goes, no! Burton, and that's it. That'll do it. Sixers with an opportunity. Weatherspoon had a look from the right wing. Had it gone, it would have been over, and it would have been a Sixers win. But instead, the Pistons eke out a 99-98 victory here at the Palace. A tough road loss for John Lucas and company to swallow as we take a look at that final play.
You can see everybody did their job. The 76ers got an excellent look at it. Spoon going straight up from beyond the arc, left it just a little short.
So John Lucas's 76ers will try to do it tomorrow against Miami at the Core State Spectrum. We'll be back to wrap it up from the Palace after this.
Cold sufferers, if your pill's so good, how come it doesn't work 24 hours? Efferdac 24 does. Other pills last 6 hours or 12, but one Efferdac relieves 24 hours. Efferdac keeps cold symptoms from coming back.
My father, Ray Fredericksdorf, was a police officer. He was killed in the line of duty. Thanks to your support of the Hero Scholarship Show, I attend Drexel University.
And my father, Bernard McSlew, was a firefighter. He was killed in the line of duty. I'm going to college thanks to the Hero Scholarship Show.
The Hero Scholarship Show at the Philadelphia Civic Center, November 19th and 20th. For tickets, call 686-3400.
If it runs, if it swings, if it jams, if it skates, if it spikes, if it slides, if it accelerates, if it hits and hits and hits, if it birdies, if it receives, if it kicks, if it serves, if it competes, if it scores and scores and scores and scores and scores, then it must be Sports Channel. 24 hours of the best sports from the region and the world. If it's sports, then it must be Sports Channel.
A couple, man and a woman, in flagrante delicto, is that how you say it? In front of 40,000 people. This is a fact in their hotel room, Bill.
Well, that's
You cannot do that.
exhibitionism.
But they
No,
allegedly
what do
did-
you mean you can't do it? You could do it in the upper deck at Comiskey Park.
Hey.
Famous Beck quote, never say you were misquoted even if you were.
Famous Abe Gibran quote, when the first drink hits my lips, I'm off the record. Boom.
Oh, and that's just
That's beautiful. That's just the way Abe would do it.
Just a little reminder that 1 in 5 Americans will get skin cancer. The major cause is exposure to the sun. Be brighter than the sun. Call the Skin Cancer Foundation.
76ers basketball on Sports Channel has been brought to you by Core States and the Core States Center, the new home of the Sixers. Core States, you know us and we know you. By Bud Light, if you want great taste that won't fill you up and never let you down, make it a Bud Light. By the Discover Card, the card with the big payback. By AT&T for the life of your business. And in part by Head & Shoulders and Head & Shoulders Dry Scalp. Final score once again for the Palace. The Pistons 99, the 76ers 98. And now our Old Spice star of the game, rookie Grant Hill, who did fill up that stat column.
He certainly did. 22 points, 7 boards. Grant Hill started off the game 0 for 6. Then he got hot, taking the ball to the hoop on the quick spin there. Tell you what, this guy has all the moves, doesn't he? He can shoot from the outside, he can spin, he can post. Here's a look at that last play of the game by the Philadelphia 76ers. Got the ball into Sean Bradley. Almost lost it, but gained possession back. Spoon goes up just short. Sixers played well tonight, Mark.
Yeah, very well. Entertaining game. Willie Burton, a brilliant spark off the bench. Clarence Weatherspoon back and doing his thing. 76ers and Atlanta Hawks, our next Sports Channel telecast, live from the Omni. That'll be next Tuesday, beginning at 7:30. For Steve Mix, for John Slovakian, our director, and Sean Alexiak, our producer, I'm Mark Zumoff. Our final score once again, the Pistons 99, the 76ers 98. Until we talk to you tomorrow on Prism when the 76ers take on the Miami Heat, have a good night, everyone.